We're going to have rule of law, not of men. You know, the rule of law is the only thing that we have that is solid, rock solid. People see our movement, the constitutional conservatives movement, as, you know, it's old, it's dated. You know, we have to look at the Constitution as though it's a living, breathing document, forever young and forever changing. Sorry, it is old. That document is over 200 years old, and we love it just the way it was. You know, yes, there was a slavery thing in there. Yes, we have dispatched the slavery thing. In fact, a lot of people went and fought and killed and died to dispatch slavery. Okay, so let's just put that right down. Okay, and we've made national mistakes like prohibition of alcohol. I'm not a drinker. I don't go to bars. I don't drink alcohol. It's just me. If you do, God bless you. It's your right. You know, don't abuse it. Do it right. But I don't do it. But I support those people that do. You know, and we as a nation had a moral stance that it was a bad thing to be sort of dealing in that sort of thing. And we said, well, let's just do away with that. We're not going to do the whole liquor thing anymore because it's perpetuating bad things that go on. Lasciviousness and other national problems. We just said that it would be better, people would keep their wits about them a little bit more if we just outlawed this stuff. Later on, it was by popular consent. That was, you know, another amendment was written to do away with that. We found that it was impractical and that morality should not be legislated. You can't legislate against things that you don't believe in, that other people do, that are of a moral, sort of a moral issue. You're not going to change anybody's mind. I could sit here all day and tell you how I don't believe that alcohol is a good thing. And I can cite to you instances where it's impacted my personal life in a negative way. Both from my sort of being out there and drinking a lot and having that not go so well, to how other people's drinking has impacted my life in a negative way. Just learning points along the way where you know your opinion gets formed from. That's my perspective. Perhaps it's not yours. Perhaps there's a lot of people out there that go out, have a lot of fun, drink it up, and have a great time. Never get hurt by it, never do any harm over it, and for them it's just a release. And for those people, I tend to say, you know, God bless you. You know, and I hope it always is so for you, that it never causes you any harm. But you, as an American, you really couldn't dream of really just crushing people. You know, people have this thing about marijuana. I don't really care if you want to sit at your home and smoke a joint. That is the furthest thing from my concern. I don't care. You know, you're a citizen just like me. And if you're working and supporting your family and doing things right, and you've come to the decision as a grown man or a grown woman that this is what you want to do to relax, and you are not out in the public exposing other people to it, I find that to be your choice. You know, I really think we ought to decriminalize it at least. You know, we may not look upon it favorably because we see how people get out of their minds doing both liquor and, you know, drugs and whatever. But I'm more of a libertarian on that issue. It doesn't touch me, you know, if it's done in a proper way. You know, and I'm not saying doing drugs is a great thing. Don't ever get me wrong there. But I'm not trying to stick my 2 cents in anybody's bedroom, in anybody's home in general. If you are not, you know, harming people in your home, I think that you should have the right to do what you're going to do and have nobody else say anything about it. You know, and that's, you know, I'm a God-fearing man. I try to uphold that. I try to personify that. If it doesn't always happen, I'm sorry, and I'm trying. I'm doing my best. And I think that if everybody else did that too, we'd all be great. I know that some people are never going to do it, and they're going to, you know, push their way on other people. They're going to do things that are less than wholesome and in fact quite damaging. They're going to come to it in their own way. They're going to realize sometime in their age probably that they had made some mistakes and should turn from it. Till then, you know, it's going to be what you're going to do. You know, freedom and liberty, you know, it starts there, where we just agree that if you're not doing anything stupid, harmful, dangerous, that could hurt other people, you're at liberty to do it. And let's leave it there. For the betterment of everybody, let's leave it there. The moment you do something stupid, however, and go out and you're all loaded up drinking or smoking dope or whatever, and your reactions are ultra slow, and you crash into a school bus full of kids, you're going to prison if you live. And it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be pleasant for you to go there and have to do the punishment for the crime that you committed. It's not about the drug, it's about your behavior. How about that? Let's start there. How about you take responsibility for what you do? And so many of these people that were at these tea parties had similar opinions. It's not in our national interest to perhaps tell other people about morality. We have a common sense view of morality, I believe, and let's just leave it there. Let's not legislate it away. You can't legislate away people's beliefs, so let's just start with personal liberty and personal responsibility. That was one of the main things that I heard. The moment you start harming society or harming other people with your dereliction of what you should be doing, or with your bad behaviors, then you're going to face some consequences. That's where that needs to be, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of you share that opinion. And among the themes that were most noteworthy at our event were personal responsibility. There was a lot of signs there that said, don't spread my wealth, spread my work ethic. Have a job, do your job well, reap the fruits of your labor, and expect that no man would want to take too much of them. Okay, we know we have to pay taxes for certain purposes and certain causes that I believe we can all pretty much stand up for. But how about personal responsibility? So many people are sick and tired of having to uphold people who they're disinterested in upholding themselves. I just can't get along with that. We all know there's people out there who are genuinely hurt, they're genuinely disabled, can't work, and we find that there are causes out there, people who will take it upon themselves, groups like Catholic Charities or other things that will take it on to take care of these people. And the scope of this entitlement state that we're in right now is just sickening. We need to worry less about that. We need to find a way to privatize, and I'm going back to my other video that was based on, what would you do? We're going to have to find our way out of the whole Social Security matter. We're going to have to find our way out of welfare and Medicare, and by God, we do not need, we must stop ourselves from trying to nationalize healthcare. People keep telling me about Canada, keep telling me about England and Western Europe and all these socialist states, and Cuba, thanks to Michael Moore's foolish ramblings. I'm sorry, that was a misrepresentation. You go there and what you saw in that movie, Sicko, was the best that Cuba had, and only available to the elites, the ruling class. So if you think that you're a Cuban just walking down the street, some guy that's on a plantation or something, picking sugar canes up, you're not going to get that. You're going to get crap. And if they keep you alive at all, you should feel like blessed, because most of the time they don't. We need to follow Daniel Hannan, the guy, the Tory from England, that spoke up so eloquently the other day and was widely publicized. Do not nationalize healthcare. That is a huge mistake. Huge. You will get less care. People will be less, inclined to go practice medicine. So many brilliant lessons should be learned from the suffering of people from Canada under this, then we should learn from them. We're not stupid. We should learn from these people. You're not going to get great health care. In fact, health care is pretty hard to come by, pretty scarce. Everybody gets health insurance. Nobody gets a great health care. Canadians, Americans go to Canada for free health care if they can find it. And Canadians care for good health care that they can find.